Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. This is your weekly reading where we talk all about what's going on in the collective energy, the energy that's impacting and influencing each and every one of us, and how we can make the most of it, how we can use it to our benefit, how we can use it to help ourselves to understand what it is that we're feeling, what it is that we have going on in our lives, what it is that we're going through. So this can be really, really helpful in mastering your week and using it to your benefit. So we're going to go through the messages that I connected with. We're going to talk about some of the energies that we have going on, and then we're going to build upon the messages with a tarot reading to continue to expand upon the messages. So I do recommend that you stick around to the end. The tarot messages always build on these messages in a very powerful way. And in my opinion, it's the best part of the reading. So I recommend that you stay put and get comfortable. Let's dive into what we have going on. Hi, Lynette. Nice to see you here. So say hello if you're watching. How's everybody doing? How are you feeling? What are you guys feeling in this energy? Because I always love to hear what's going on for you, what you're feeling, what's happening, right? What's showing up for you this week? As we've talked about, we are still in Mercury retrograde. So Mercury will be going direct this week. And so as Mercury goes direct, that means that we move out of Mercury retrograde. I think that that's going to help things to feel a little bit lighter. You may find that you've had a lot going on where like things are going wrong or things just aren't quite flowing smoothly, a lot of issues showing up for people, a lot of like silly little things, but they slow us down, they're inconvenient, they're stressful, or maybe even I find in Mercury retrograde, like sometimes bigger things will go wrong. And I think that it's so important for us to pay attention to that, like what's falling apart, because whatever is falling apart, I really feel like is giving us this opportunity to create something better from it. So I know this can look really scary for the people that are having some major things happening, some major experiences. I always trust that this is leading us and guiding us into something better, even if we can't see that. That can be a tough thing to do, I understand, here as we're trying to navigate all of it. So we've been in Mercury retrograde. We're currently also in Mars retrograde. So like this is like check yourself energy, right? This is making sure that you take a pause before you respond to things. This is not something that you want to like react immediately, especially emotionally. Take a pause, listen to yourself. We're going to be in this for a little while, so buckle in. But let yourself just like pause, and maybe it's not as upsetting as it seems in the initial moment. Like take a little bit of time. This is a really great time for us to give extra attention to self-care, to what it is that we need to balance. And what I'm feeling so much with this Mercury retrograde is that we're in this place where we are not necessarily going backwards, because I very much feel like a big part of this message is in not going backwards, in not going back into old situations that didn't serve us properly the first time around, right? But I think like sometimes we can get caught up in that energy, and that can very much be at risk. I think that in most situations, you've got to like, this is a general reading. This is not for people individually. And so you've got to use your own discernment here and listen to your own intuition. But I think generally here in this energy, going backwards will not be your friend. But here's the thing. We are reflecting back. We are having experiences that are connected with our past, whether it's a trigger that's reminding us of the past, whether it's people from the past circling back around, trying to be in touch with us or have conversations with us or things like that. Maybe it's just like memories that are coming up, or a feeling of reflecting on something specific that you haven't thought about in a long time. Whatever this is, I get this energy of not us going backwards, but us learning how to, in this energy, how to make peace with our past. So you might find like all of a sudden something just feels lighter for you. And you're like, wow, that was like a really hard thing for me not that long ago. And now when I think of it, it doesn't impact me in the same way. So it could be something like that. You can just feel like really ready to move forward from something that has been impacting you for a long time. You can be leaving some things behind that are more reflective of your past energy rather than the person that you are now. I think we can get caught up in that a lot during Mercury retrogrades, where we like want to go backwards in connecting with that, but we're not the same. And I think certainly in this journey that we've been on this year, as we've been leaning more and more toward our authenticity and honoring ourselves, like that just isn't going to work anymore. There's a lot of things in our lives that just aren't going to work anymore. And some of it, by the way, is our own bullshit, right? Like our own stuff that we have to pay attention to. So noticing where you're self-sabotaging yourself because of the past, right? Because like maybe you're protecting yourself from the past, or because you had an experience in the past. And certainly we can learn from the past and we can use the past to help guide us, but we don't want that to be telling us what the story of our present and our future needs to be. The present and the future doesn't have to play out the same way that the past has played out. And so I think that there's a real piece that can come with even just exploring that idea. Like, oh, you mean I can move forward with my life and I can have a better experience today, right now, and certainly into my future. And I can hold hope and I can hold excitement, even though situations that had some similarities in the past did not work out for me, did not work out the way that I wanted them to, or were very painful, or were very disappointing. So I hope that all of that makes sense. So there's a making peace with the past in order to support us in honoring the present, honoring what's flowing into our experiences in the present, and stepping into the future with new eyes, new energy, new excitement with that, right? I said in a post that I posted the other day that we want to look in the rearview mirror. We are exploring the past a little bit. We are processing the past certainly right now. So we do want to look back and we want to wish it well. And then we want to drive off into the sunset, right? Moving forward with our lives. So wish it well, send it good vibes, send it prayer, whatever that is, right? Maybe this is like you're wishing a past version of yourself well, and you're forgiving a past version of yourself for some choices that you made, but you can't change the past. The past cannot be changed. The only thing that you can do is here and now. And this is the vibe. This is what we need to be focusing on, is how do I embrace the now? How do I embrace these things that are flowing into my experience? Because we have a lot of beautiful blessings that are flowing into our experience right now. Are you guys noticing it? Tell me about your blessings. I would love to hear about your blessings. I hear all the time about the hardship and where people are challenged, but what are some of the blessings that are coming in? I've had some really beautiful things come into my experience lately, and I'm excited about it. And I think a lot of it is like unexpected stuff and stuff that seemed to come out of nowhere. But I think that this is all part of God's plan for us. And so when we can lean into God's plan instead of our plan, we're being called right now to like unhook ourselves from what we thought our plan was and what we've been focusing on. And especially if it's like a plan that you had that didn't work out in the past. And it's like, unhook yourself from that and lean into the fact that God has a bigger plan for you moving forward, and recognize the signs, the synchronicities, the magic that's coming through right now. Because I think that there is a lot of magic that's happening. I'm also noticing with people, and even within myself, like there's just this level of strength that we're connected to right now. Do you guys feel extra strong right now? And I'm not saying like you're not struggling with things, but if you tune into it, do you notice the strength that is within you? Like there's just this fortitude that has been developed within us. And I just like feel like that's clicking in for a lot of people this week, where it's like, you know what? Like I've learned that lesson. I've mastered this lesson. And there's a real strength that comes with that, because this whole making peace with our past has been about learning and mastering the lessons that are being put on our path, right? We come here to learn and to grow. And so there's been a lot of mastery, whether that's been, the past few years or the past month or whatever. There's been a lot of mastery over these lessons that we've been learning. I think that a lot of us are moving into new lessons, new patterns and cycles of lessons that we're learning. So there's like a different level of strength. It's like on a soul level, we have this understanding that we've leveled up in some way. Or maybe we even understand it in our brains, right? We're like, wow, I'm really proud of myself for how far I've come. Can you give yourself credit for that? Can you say, I'm really proud of myself for the progress that I have made? You might even just say it to yourself, like, hey, Christy, I'm really proud of you. Good job. You're doing amazing things. Like, that's a powerful thing when you just tune in with yourself and reinforce that and speak positivity into you, into your life, into your energy. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that strength, and I think that strength is also giving us the ability, the fortitude, the awareness and the willingness to take a look at our awareness, right? The willingness to like see the truth, to see ourselves, to see a situation for what it is, and to simply be willing to do what has to be done, right? To close out whatever has to be closed out, to take whatever step needs to be taken. A lot of closing out of things, but also a lot of leaning into new in this energy. We've been talking about that for a little while. So sometimes that strength, we need to pull in that strength to get us to this place where like, okay, now we have something new that we're needing to lean into. And while that might be exciting, that also can feel very scary. That also can feel very overwhelming. And so we're being invited to do that, to lean in. I was talking last week about like, what do you need to lean into? What's happening for you that you need to lean into that is a blessing, but you might feel scared. It might feel different. It might feel like this is taking your life down a path that's different than it was before. And like we get comfortable, right? And we don't always want to shift that, or we don't want to, we're trying to avoid certain experiences or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think that vulnerability is going to serve us really, really well. And this ability to just simply lean in. I think that we really are at the essence of this energy. We're starting to understand our soul's plan a little bit better, right? We're starting to be shown like where our ego wanted certain things, and now where our soul is like, no, I've got something better for you. Where God is like, no, I've got something better for you. And we're being shown. So let me know your blessings. I think there's a lot of blessings. I think there's a lot of learning that we're doing now, right? We aren't on the other side of this retrograde yet. And even by the time I come back next week, that'll be, it goes direct on the 15th. So that'll be after Mercury retrograde, but we'll still be in the post shadow. And so we'll still be doing a little bit of work, but let yourself go back to go forward. I split the deck right here at the Empress, my favorite card. Lean into your magic, lean into your power, lean into your ability to create your experience. Stop letting the past like clog it all up, right? With crap that isn't going to work for you. Hey sis, hey Carlos. So yeah, let's see what the cards have to say. How are you guys doing? What's going on for you? Let me know. I did post about my holiday special, so you can check that out. I have basically all the things that I have to offer up there. So you can get gift cards. You can get some of my classes, my hypnosis recordings that I did. There's so many good things in that. So if you want to work on yourself before the new year, which is always a good thing, like this time period is a great time for us to be going within and doing the work. Check that stuff out. I do have, I think, a few of my personal email tarot readings up. So if that's for you, if that's something that you would like to do, you can purchase that and get on my reading list. I'll be working on them over the next few weeks or so. And that's a reading for it's an email reading. So I send you a voice recorded reading to your email address. Oh my God, you guys, like this energy is so good. Carlos, today, this is my weekly reading, so I'm not pulling individual cards. I'm pulling cards for the collective. So this is like for the weekly energy, the energy that we're all feeling. But I'm sure I'll be back live pulling cards soon. But I would say to you, where do you need to, while I'm pulling cards, where do you need to collaborate a little bit differently with people or a little bit more with people? Like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting that would be helpful for you, or working with different people or something like that. It's about that is going to be helpful for you. How many cards do I have? This deck is giant, but I like it. I like it for the visual tool of it. It's really good. Let's see. Oh my God, you guys, like this is, are you kidding me right now? This is like such a great energy. Are you excited for this week? Get excited. Like this is like Christmas miracle kind of stuff. I love that. So we start out here with the 9 of Cups. I think that we are going to find ourselves feeling like some things are just happening for us this week, right? We might feel more celebrated. We might feel more seen. I feel like maybe other people are recognizing our progress in some way and giving us that feedback. And it feels really good. And I think there might be like, for some of you, like a recognition of some kind, or somebody who reaches out and says, just, I love what you're doing. And it's this message from a person, but it's also like a message from source to let you know that you need to lean into this, right? Like pay attention to the positive feedback that you're getting, to the things that people around you are getting excited about for you. Lean into that. Okay. That's going to be really, really helpful. This is also about like things coming together, things happening, feeling like fulfilled. And there's a level of fulfillment. And it's like, why would we deny ourselves this fulfillment that wants to come in just because we're stuck in the past, just because we have been hurt in the past, or whatever this is for you? Because our job is to focus on moving forward, the Fool, to lean into the new journey, to lean into where we're going, to the Fool is a leap of faith, right? So it's like to take that leap of faith, and a leap of faith can be a million different things, right? A leap of faith can be, I'm walking away from my work and I'm going to do something else. A leap of faith can be, I'm going to lean into a new relationship. It can be, I'm going to trust myself a little bit more. It can be, I'm going to listen to my intuition a little bit more. It can be anything. It can be, I'm going to just take a little bit better care of my health and well-being, and like taking those little steps in the direction of doing that. So this is about like beginning something, leaning into something. And a lot of times with the Fool, like we don't have all of the evidence that all is well, that all will be okay, that it's all good, right? But it's like our soul knows that, right? Like, look how free he is. And the freedom comes in the faith and the trust in the process and in the leaning in, like I was talking about last week. Because a lot of things are happening right now, Temperance. I've been telling you guys, like, a lot happening at the end of the year. I've been saying that for months. A lot, right? How many things are already happening for you? How many things? I would love to hear the blessings that are coming in. And by the way, some of these things are going to look like they're not blessings. They're going to look like the Tower. We don't have the Tower here, but we did have the Tower 2 weeks in a row, a few weeks ago, right? Like they're going to look like things falling apart, but this is about things coming together. With this Temperance card, I just feel that divine timing for something, some things just really coming together for us in our world. Like I just feel like so much is being orchestrated for us right now. And again, our job is to lean into it. Our job is to not be so stuck on what hasn't worked or our fear that we hold ourselves back from leaning into this. I think a lot of us like have brought ourselves to a place of readiness where we have put the work in, we have reflected on things, and we are in a place where we're just ready. And so divine timing is really not about like time, it's about level of readiness. And I think a lot of us have gotten ourselves to the place where we are at a certain level of readiness to allow these blessings to come in. Do you guys feel that for yourselves? I'm curious. Like, do you just feel like, oh, like I'm already watching great things happening now, or some good things are coming in? Like, what does that look like for you guys? The Three of Pentacles in reverse. I think that we're also taking a look at like, who do I want to surround myself with? This is a great question to ask during Mercury retrograde, right? Like, and again, like maybe the people that you used to spend time with in the past, you're becoming like really, really aware, like that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what this version of me would like to have in my life. And so I think that we're looking at that, like, who do I want to surround myself with? Who do I want to work with? Who do I want to collaborate with? Who do I want to be in a partnership with? Who do I want to be in relationships with? Like all of these questions, I think we're asking ourselves. And again, like I just feel like with this card, there's this reminder that the future doesn't have to look like the past. The present doesn't have to look like the past. It can be a true new beginning where, yes, we have learned things. So we're always going to have that carryover from the past, right? But like, if we've learned the lessons and we've let them grow us, then we get to enjoy the new beginnings. Then we get to enjoy what wants to happen for us. So this is a very powerful thing. So I think we're taking a look at all of that. And we're taking a look at too with this world card in reverse, like what else do I need to let go of that is part of my past and not my present and my future? That I need to release still, right? And I think like a lot of releasing that's happening, maybe even this week, I think like we're fighting it a little bit out of fear, out of just hesitation or wanting to ignore it. This is very like do it scared energy, right? Like you know what you need to do, you just have to do it scared right now because like I do feel like we're in tune. Pat's saying, yes, good things coming in. And thank you, Julie. Yes, I love my festive outfit for today. I wanted to be festive today because I love Christmas. But like, speaking of that, like look at, I always see this as a little bit like a Christmas wreath in this card. Oh, I'm holding up the naked card. YouTube doesn't love that. So the wreath, you know, like Christmas, I do feel like there's a timing like where this is saying like by the end of the year, what can you leave in this year in 2024? Like what can you work on releasing now so that you're setting yourself up to have even better new beginnings in 2025? And I don't think we're waiting on those new beginnings for 2025. I think we're doing them now. I think like it's happening. Things are developing now, but I think we're building on the foundation of what we're creating with that. As we shift into 2025. And the next card. This just feels like we've come a long way. And the acknowledgement of that. And I just feel like your higher self, your guides, your angels, your higher powers are saying like, this has been hard, but you're killing it. You're killing it. And there's this feeling with this of abundance, of blessings coming in. I think so many things are wanting to come in, right? Like there's a lot of things that we planted seeds for a long time ago that are now growing. Look at we have 2 9s here. The full development of something. And again, like I think a lot of blessings coming in just this week. I think part of this too, though, is the willingness to develop mastery over something, mastery over a lesson, mastery over Mercury retrograde, mastery over a challenge that has come up time and time again for you. So pay attention to the challenges that are coming up and know that this is an opportunity. Use it as an opportunity, and you will be in a position of absolute blessings, of beautiful things coming into your experience. So set yourself free and work on these things while we're being called to do the work, because the payoff is 1,000% going to be worth it. So I love this for us. This is really good. So if you guys have made it this far, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Please like this video. If you're watching this on my Facebook, please like. Wherever you're watching this, please share it if you feel called. I know there are people who need to hear these messages. Tag people, send it to them privately, however you feel called to do that. But you guys have been amazing with sharing the things that I'm creating. And I appreciate that, because I can't do it without you. And it's so, so helpful in allowing these videos to reach the people that they need to reach. I think that it's helpful for people to connect with them and start to understand what this is all about. This can give you real peace to know what's going on in the energy, and to have the cheat codes for the week as to like, how do we do this? How do we get through this? So I love you all. Thank you so much for being here today. And I will see you soon with another video. Take care.